This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Thursday, the 26th day of June in the year 2025. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting, and here is what we're tracking tonight. Vice President Bharat Jagdeo has announced that the government will soon be rolling out an initiative to issue residency cards to non-Guyanese who are living and working in Guyana. At the Freedom House press conference this afternoon, Mr. Jagdeo told reporters that a new residency card will not only target Venezuelans, but Chinese, Indians, Africans, and other foreign nationals in the country. He said the move is to address safety concerns that have been raised about the number of foreigners here, and concerns that many of them are undocumented and unaccounted.
And this would allow us to track presence and also to know how many people are in our country who are non-Guyanese, and we'd be able to monitor their presence here. Now, there are lots of Venezuelans. We differentiate again who are of Guyanese heritage, who are, according to our constitution, they are Guyanese. They can get an ID card or a passport immediately.
Mr. Jagdeo said the government is currently engaging companies from the United Arab Emirates and Germany to facilitate the move, as well as to develop highly secured national ID cards that will be issued to every Guyanese, which he said will be used to pass through local ports of entry, opening bank accounts, and other things.
But every foreigner or everyone else who is non-Guyanese will have to have a residency card with the same security features and their biometrics too. If you don't have that, you're living in our country, you would have a hard time opening a bank account. In fact, there would be a prohibition on you opening a bank account without that card. Or employers here would have to ensure that people have that card.
Mr. Jagdeo is hoping that the initiative will come on stream within a year, noting the high number of persons that continue to come to Guyana to seek employment. He said he is confident that the new ID card and the residency card for non-Guyanese will give the government a greater tool to manage the presence and movement of foreigners in a clear way, explaining that the administration is mindful of threats not only from Venezuelan nationals but from every other person present in the country. Jagdeo said persons who do not sign up for the residency cards will not be able to conduct business here and could face legal consequences if they remain in the country without those residency cards when they come on stream. More news coming up in just a moment.
It all starts with one. Maybe it's one look, you know the one, or one touch, even one word. It can start with one step, or one promise, one thrill, one first time, one deep breath, one leap of faith, one day to remember, or one night to forget. One moment, so many stories that make up one crazy, average, everyday, fabulous life. We get one life, just one. Make your move. It all starts with one.
Your own home is so much more than just four walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Missing a ride that takes you higher? Elevate your drive with the all-new Honda Elevate. Now at Marix, the Honda Elevate has a bold style, cutting-edge technology, sleek and modern interior, and intuitive controls that makes every journey feel elevated and comfortable. So, why wait? Drive a Honda Elevate today. It's brand new, 0 miles, 0 worries. Visit Marix, the home of Honda in Guyana, or call 226-1482 to learn more.
Today is the day. Sure, you may not have planned on today being that day, but hey, life comes at you fast. And look at you. You just had a baby. And you switched to digital banking. You're finally buying a new car. And you're about to take her to dinner because today is the day. And with the right advice, planning, and encouragement, you can make all your moves. That's why we're here. Our advisors build relationships that are based on more than banks and banking. They're based on life and living. You can set, track, manage your financial goals on your terms as your life evolves. That's how advice should work. Make your moves with us. Scotiabank. It starts with you.
The local judiciary, in partnership with the government of Guyana and the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, today launched Guyana's first mental health court. The mental health court will provide an alternative approach for persons with mental illness who are facing the criminal justice system. Acting Chancellor of the Judiciary, Justice Janet Cummings, said through the mental health court, persons with mental illness will experience therapeutic jurisprudence, an interdisciplinary approach to solving legal issues.
So the court is not here only to try the case, lock you up, put you into the prisons and throw away the key. It's a more holistic, compassionate, and healing procedure which we undertake in our various treatment courts.
Acting Chief Justice Roxanne George said the launch of the mental health court marks the beginning of another important chapter in the country's justice system that would see it embracing therapeutic justice as the country strives to be less punitive. Cognizant of the challenges facing citizens, including mental health, the court will help offenders to become their own change agents, the judge said.
We started with the drug treatment court in 2019 and launched the juvenile drug treatment court or courts in 2022. So here we are today launching the mental health court services. I say services because these services will be available not only in the Magistrates Court here in Georgetown, but also in Bartica, and will soon be available in New Amsterdam and on the Essequibo Coast. And eventually, the service will be in most, if not all, of our 11 magisterial districts.
And UNICEF's Deputy Representative for Guyana and Suriname, Gabrielle Volkel, said the piloting of the mental health court is not just the start of a new judicial process, but also represents the start of a new era for the country's response to the intersection of mental health and justice with compassion, dignity, and hope.
UNICEF stands proud with the government and all its partners on this momentous occasion, and we are honored to have provided technical assistance and funding to help make this court a reality and to support the broader vision of a justice system that is truly inclusive, rehabilitative, and child-sensitive. This mental health court represents an important step forward in ensuring access to justice for all, and particularly for persons with mental health illnesses and intellectual disabilities.
The UNICEF officials said the court is in line with Guyana's Mental Health Protection and Promotion Act of 2022, which affirms that every person with mental illness must have access to justice on an equal basis with others and participate in the administration of justice. The court is also aligned with the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations.
So this court is significant as it will recognize the complex intersection of mental illness, intellectual abilities, and criminal behavior. And by adopting a therapeutic jurisprudence model, it will transform the legal system into a real tool, not just for correction, but for healing and rehabilitation, benefiting individuals, families, communities and the country as a whole.
Meanwhile, in applauding the judiciary and the launch of the mental health courts, Attorney General Anil Nandlal said it will now complement a number of other specialized courts in the country.
The establishment of this court aligns with the policy of the government of Guyana to improve the lives of persons living with mental health illness, reduce the prison population and recidivism. This specialized court adds to the complement of specialized courts already in existence within our legal system.
Other partners for the court include the U.S. Embassy, the Ministry of Human Services, the Ministry of Health, and the Ministry of Legal Affairs. In the world of education right now, access to quality education for Hinterland students remains a pressing issue in the education system here, with many students still facing problems such as poor infrastructure, lack of transportation, shortage of trained teachers, and the lack of textbooks and learning material. During the announcement of this year's NGSA results yesterday, the Education Minister Priyamanak Chand reinforced the Ministry of Education's commitment to expand education in Guyana and the goal to remove primary tops from being the highest level of education in some regions. Minister Manak Chand emphasized the relationship between attaining good results to the training of teachers within the regions. In addition, she indicated that efforts are being made with the assistance of the University of Guyana, the Cyril Potter College of Education, and the Guyana Online Academy of Learning to ensure that teachers nationwide can receive more training. The Education Minister said more learning materials are expected to be channeled to the Hinterland region, and through resources like the Learning Channel and Edu-FM, students in the Hinterland are also more connected to classrooms on the coast. The top student of Region 8 with 471.52 marks at this year's NGSA exams was Priscilla Henry of Mykobi Primary School. She expressed her happiness and pride in herself for attaining the highest marks in the region. She highlighted that she did not face many challenges in her preparations for the Common Entrance examination. Her mother, Pamela Henry, said she was fully supported.
I feel happy, proud of myself.
From Camwater Primary School, Dravid Stahl gained the position of top student of Region 1 with 481.4 marks, and he recalled the encouragement and support from his mother in preparation for the exams. Despite being from a remote village, Dravid said he did not face difficulties during the preparations for the exams. The experiences of the students are seen as a positive sign towards the improvement of the quality of education being offered to students in the hinterland regions. Amid objections to his party's symbol, presidential candidate for the We Invest in Nationhood Party, Azruddin Mohammed, today said he's hopeful that his party's symbol will be accepted and approved by the Elections Commission. GCOM will meet on the 1st of July to consider and approve the symbols which have been submitted by 24 political parties. Earlier this week, the chairman of the National Tushaus Council, Derek John, and the leader of the Liberty and Justice Party, Lennox Schumann, asked the Elections Commission not to approve the Jaguar as a political symbol. But speaking to reporters today, Mr. Mohammed said he is surprised that his party's political symbol is now an issue garnering objections from other parties and representatives outside of the Elections Commission.
Well, we never had a problem with the logo before. This is the first time. And come the 1st of July, I hope the logo should be approved, because this will be the first time if it's refused.
In a letter sent to the Elections Commission and seen by News Source, the NTC chairman Derek John expressed concern over the use of what he called indigenous symbols and imagery by political parties ahead of the upcoming elections. And the LJP leader Lennox Schumann, in his letter, told GCOM that as an indigenous leader, he strongly objects to the use of the Jaguar. In a recent interview with reporters, Deputy Chief Election Officer Anil Giddings said the Elections Commission is not known for rejecting symbols. However, he explained that in cases where two symbols may appear similar, adjustments are required before final approval is granted.
I have never in my tenure here seen a symbol disqualified. What is concerning for the most part to the Commission is whether symbols are similar. Because when people submit symbols, they use that as an element that they go to campaign with and so on. So if symbols are similar, then that could pose a problem. So if a party has a symbol that is similar to a symbol received before, we would inform that party. They usually make adjustments to those symbols. So symbols, insofar as I am aware, are not really disqualified or rejected, so to speak.
Elections in Guyana will take place on the 1st of September. Nomination day is set for the 14th of July.
You've asked for it, and it's here. Ronald Hollingsworth, till I find a place in Guyana too. The Spanish baby.
That's it! You come and shut this baby up, yeah? This is scrappy baby you got in y'all.
See, ever since this baby born, you ain't take over, feeder, or nothing. What kind of father is you?
It's Godfather. This is what kind of father I be.
June 28 and 29, 8 p.m. at the National Cultural Center.
The baby can never be me own. You got to take the baby and turn to the father.
No me love you, okay?
Hear that? You hear that?
Tickets $3,000 and $2,500. Directed by Sharon Cadogan Taylor and Ronald Hollingsworth. Till I find a place in Guyana too. The Spanish baby.
Sponsored by Sylvie's Industrial Solutions, Camley's Academy, and the Ministry of Natural Resources.
A nation united for one powerful night of praise and worship. It's the One Guyana Worship Experience. Monday, July 7th, CARICOM Day at the Guyana National Stadium, Providence, starting from 6 p.m. Join us for an unforgettable evening featuring international award-winning gospel ministers Chandler Moore, Todd Dulaney, Samuel Midas, Renwick Dewsbury. Out of Jamaica, the viral sensation, Prince Saj, also ministering, Faith Kurika, Cheryl Maloney, Timothy Roberts, Apostle Sean Sobers, Miriam Williams, Joshua Joe, and many more. The One Guyana Worship Experience, Monday, July 7th at the National Stadium. Admission is absolutely free, but you must secure your passes through your local churches, online, and designated outlets across the country. One nation, one people, one worship. The One Guyana Worship Experience. Don't miss it.
Your own home is so much more than just four walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
New York City, summer is about to get hot. Saturday, August 2nd, SR Hamilton LLC presents Gospel Infusion. Featuring Samuel Medas, Psycho, Eddie Neblett, Sean Daniels out of Trinidad, Christelle Brandt, Sherilyn Maloney, DJ Kesta D,
Timothy Roberts,
and many more at the South Jamaica Multi-Service Center, 11402 Guy R. Brewer Boulevard, Queens, New York. Gates open at 4 p.m., showtime 5 p.m. Get your super early bird tickets for only $50. General admission $70. Pay more at the gate, and limited VIP $100 all inclusive. Come and experience the outpouring of God's grace Saturday, August 2nd. For more information, visit Gospel Infusion on Facebook and Instagram.
Washi. Hi people. Washing made so easy since I found Washi. Washi me use wash me clothes and I can say Washi soap powder wash clothes so nice. Washi soap powder leave your clothes color bright. Washi soap powder leave me clothes smelling nice, of course. So give thanks to Washi soap powder for doing my laundry right. Keep my clothes color bright. Have my clothes smelling nice for sure. I could not ask for more. Comes in lemon and original. It is a washing machine in a pack. Washi soap powder wash clothes so nice. Washi soap powder leave your clothes color bright. Washi soap powder have my clothes smelling nice, of course. Distributors located in the Stabrook Market.
Mamaruma, get ready! The event of the summer, the official Mamaruma All Black Party, goes down on Saturday, July 5th at Mamaruma Settlement Ground. Come see live performances by Lola Doll,
Like talk to me, needs them.
Omaya Hall,
Tell everybody, this is a break.
Calvin Burnett, and Lil Million.
This one that for all the woman them, we like little boys.
Music by Selector Andre. And Power King Sound System. Admission $5,000. Witness X Factor Dance Group Ignite the Stage. Remember, dress to impress. It's all happening on July 5th. The official Mamaruma All Black Party.
9 years after he was freed of one rape charge related to a minor, retired educator and former president of the Guyana Teachers Union, Colwyn King, was today convicted of another rape charge, which also involved a child under the age of 16. The jury delivered its guilty verdict this afternoon at the High Court after deliberating on the evidence presented in the case. King, who was out on bail in relation to the charge, was immediately taken into custody and remanded to jail. The trial took place before Justice Simone Morris, who was set to hand down sentencing on the 17th of July. According to court records, the charge against King was filed following the incident that took place in 2021. The prosecution laid out evidence of 2 acts of the sexual assault, which both took place when the young child was in isolation. In 2016, the retired educator went on trial over a similar rape charge following a complaint from another child. However, he was acquitted in that case. The complaint for that case took place back in 2009. As the multi-million-dollar luxury car tax evasion case against businessman Azzuddin Mohammed continued at the Georgetown Magistrates Court this morning, the attorney for the Guyana Revenue Authority, Sanjeev Tatadin, signaled his intention to have the court summon representatives from both local and foreign banking institutions to testify in the case against Mr. Mohammed. Mohammed, who remains sanctioned by the U.S., is facing 2 counts of tax evasion and fraudulent declaration in relation to the luxury car that he imported back in late 2020. Attorney Tatadin told Acting Chief Magistrate Faith McGusty that the bankers cannot divulge information unless they are summoned by the court. He said they have to essentially summon them to come to court because they can't divulge the information, adding that they are uncomfortable divulging information except that the law says to a court. The prosecuting attorney is hoping to have the representatives of the local and foreign banking institutions appear before the court at the start of the trial to talk about the transactions when that car was paid for. But the defense is arguing that the court has no jurisdiction in the case, contending that the charges ought to have been filed within 6 months of the alleged offenses. Tatadin, however, told the court that the defense team is cherry-picking aspects of the Summary Jurisdiction Offenses Act, arguing further that the act is subjected to another law. He said the Customs Act says that the limitation period is 7 years. But attorney-at-law Sion DeJourne, who forms part of the battery of lawyers representing Mohammed, told the court that the Summary Jurisdiction Procedure Act, in particular Section 6, states that where no time is specifically limited for making a compliant for a summary conviction offense, the limitation period is to be 6 months. He submitted that the charges have been filed extremely late. DeJourne noted that while the prosecution has relied on the Customs Act, the act is vague, indicating that proceedings may commence anytime within 7 years after the date of the offense. Further to that, DeJourne told the court that the GRA has so far failed to provide the evidence to prove its case. He wants to know where is the evidence. The court has set the 8th of July for a full disclosure in the matter. Mohammed remains on $500,000 bail for the 2 offenses. 6 months after the government signed an agreement with the Guyana Public Service Union for an 8% salary increase for public servants this year, Vice President Bara Jagdeo has announced that the increase will be paid before the upcoming elections in September. In May, the GPSU expressed its disappointment over the non-payment of the 8% increase from the start of the year, in keeping with the collective labor agreement that was signed with the government. Under the agreement, the increase for this year should have taken effect from the 1st of January.
No, it gotta be before. I hope Ashton Singh pays it before. It doesn't make sense you pay the public servants after. I think it's gonna be before.
The Vice President did not explain the delay in the payment of the increase to the public servants, but he assured that the increase will be paid out before September 1. In addition, the Vice President also announced that persons who receive government public assistance will be given their books soon, following some issues at the Ministry of Human Services that have now been rectified. He said other social grant payments by the government have already been kicked into effect.
I hope that everyone get their books for the public assistance and all of those areas, because a number of people have been raising this with me. And for those who are applying for the one-off grant for the NIS, we now have a system through which they can apply. I don't know how many are applying for those. Who have more than 500 contributions but less than 750, they can now apply and get a substantial grant there too.
With respect to that one-off payment by the NIS, several persons have already signed on and applied for that payment.
The EDGE series comes alive this July in Guyana. 3 sporting disciplines, 3x3 basketball, table tennis, and criterium racing. Teams from across regions compete for a total prize pool of over $2.5 million and the title of champion. The EDGE series. Are you on the edge?
And I'ma do it again. Watch me.
Prostate cancer is one of the most common cancers in men, but early detection can save lives. So, who needs to be screened? If you're 50 or older, it's time to talk to your doctor about screening. But some men need to start even earlier. Your risk is higher if you have a family history of prostate cancer. Screening may be recommended as early as 40 years. Screening is quick and can include a PSA blood test or a simple exam. It's the first step in catching prostate cancer early, when it's most treatable. Don't wait. If you're at risk, get screened, because taking care of your health means being there for the moments that matter most. Screen early, live fully.
When the night has come and the land is dark.
Somebody in a happy mood.
Yes, Pujilu, because Band's birthday coming up and I gonna be present.
Last year your friend them been.
And you like that?
If me and you ain't go together this year, things gonna be dark, really dark.
Let's celebrate the band's birthday on Saturday, 28th of June at the National Park with 9 one-man bands and Granny Ivy.
Big birthday!
Early bird tickets for $2,000. Stage front, $5,000. Tickets located at Just Your Size Boutique, Stovetop, White Castle Fish Shop, Fireside Suites, and Team Extra Stabrook Market. Band's birthday 2025, June 28th at the National Park. Gates open from 6 p.m. and free gate upon entry.
Turbo with a new look, new style, with the same great taste in the 250 ml can. Everybody run out now. Go and go grab one. Me charge up with a turbo 250 ml at your favorite spot. Wait sell. New look, new can, same vibes. Jinxing, energize up your life. Vibes up, work time, anytime we are turn up the party with turbo can. Turbo can, turbo can, turbo can. Now available in the new 250 ml can. Turbo energy drink. Charge up today.
Guyana's economy is rapidly transforming, and we're all part of it. Guyana is at the forefront of this development by providing reliable and efficient energy and supporting community development from the very core. 100% of Guyana's profit goes back to building schools, roads, another important infrastructure that connects our cities and towns, providing fuel to domestic, marine, industrial and aerial transportation. Guy Oil has now repositioned itself as a market leader in the petroleum industry, building a better future for all of us.
With your regional and international news tonight, I am Svetlana Marshall in the region. Jamaica will ask King Charles to request legal advice from London-based Judicial Committee of Privy Council, the final court of appeal for UK overseas territories and some Commonwealth nations, on the issue of slavery reparations, according to Reuters. Under the Judicial Committee Act of 1833, Charles, who remains Jamaica's head of state after the country gained independence from Britain in 1962, has the authority to refer matters to the Council for consideration. Hundreds of thousands of enslaved Africans were shipped to Jamaica, and many scholars and advocates say the legacy of that period has resulted in or played a role in today's inequities. Calls for reparations are long-standing, and moves such as the appeal to Charles help to keep the topic in the public spotlight. A backlash against it has also been growing, and many of Europe's leaders have opposed even talking about it. Jamaica's Culture Minister Oliver Grange said her government was seeking the council to consider whether the forced transport of enslaved Africans to Jamaica and their subsequent enslavement was unlawful, and if it constituted a crime against humanity. It is also calling on the Council to examine whether Britain is under any obligation to provide remedy to Jamaica, not only for slavery but also for its enduring consequences. The Jamaican government has announced a $1 billion initiative under which 50,000 Jamaicans, including the undocumented, unemployed, elderly, disabled, and other vulnerable groups, are set to benefit from extended social support and expanding access to opportunity. The Solidarity Program, launched Wednesday by Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness and Minister of Labour and Social Security Pernell Charles Jr., will seek to empower individuals often excluded from formal systems due to lack of documentation, awareness, or access. At the heart of the program is a one-time conditional cash transfer of $20,000, which officials say is not just relief, but a step toward long-term integration into the national safety net. At the launch of the program at Jamaica House on Wednesday, Prime Minister Holness said, and I quote, "There is a segment of society that feels that they are left out. They're usually on the margins of the society," end of quote. The program is designed to reach individuals who are not currently enrolled in any existing state assistance programs. This includes persons over 60, persons with disabilities, unattached youth aged 18 to 35, informal low-income workers, and owners of micro-businesses affected by natural disasters within the last year. And finally tonight, international news. Iran's supreme leader has insisted the U.S. gained no achievements from strikes on its nuclear facilities in his first public address since a ceasefire with Israel was agreed on Tuesday. He said the strikes did not accomplish anything significant to disrupt Iran's nuclear program, and described the retaliation against an American air base in Qatar as dealing a heavy blow. It came as Washington doubled down on its assessment that the strikes had severely undermined Iran's nuclear ambitions. U.S. Defense Secretary said intelligence gathered by the U.S. and Israel indicated the operation significantly damaged the nuclear program, setting it back by years. Previously, U.S. President Donald Trump said the strikes against 3 key nuclear sites inside Iran totally destroyed them, and has responded furiously to reports citing unnamed American officials suggesting that the damage may have been less extensive than anticipated. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Svetlana Marshall, wishing you a pleasant evening.